name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight we have two guests. We have James K. Fulater and Mr. Matt Jade. Welcome to the show.
Well, pleasure.
Good to see you, Jim.
Good to see you.
So, Matt, this is the first time you're on the show, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, I've been a big fan of your stuff. I've been watching it on Facebook and YouTube. But I think I even auditioned for one of the shows that you did with Alan. What was that?
Oh, the Beat Cafe.
How's that working out?
That's good. We shot about maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we shot in Regal Park.
Yes.
And it came out really good.
That's cool.
It was a little chaotic before the shoot.
You had a lot of characters, right? I mean.
It was, yeah. We kind of mixed it with some reality. We had a lot. We did it kind of like a docu-series style. Like we had all these poets come in and musicians. And we kind of integrated that with the original script. It was very interesting.
That's cool.
It wasn't originally the plan, but someone came up with this plan and we brainstormed it, and somehow it worked out well.
So you both are producers and you're both actors, right?
Sure.
I mean, like Jim, you're a producer, right?
Yeah. We're working on Scriptless and Scriptless MD going forward.
Right, and Matt's going to be joining that.
Welcome to the team.
Absolutely, looking forward to get the cameras rolling.
And your editing is, Jim, thank you. I mean, without your editing, I don't think, there was points in time when I thought, oh my God, we're not going to get through this thing.
Yeah.
But now, we've already, we finished 5 episodes, right? And we're almost finished with 6. In terms of the editing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. It's been so enjoyable to really see the projects that you know how they're supposed to look, and then all of a sudden they start to, come into fruition and really solidify the vision that you've had. Yeah. It's great.
And the best part is when Jim says, "Wow, okay, these things are coming together." Like there's an actual line of the story, a storyline that's actually, and like pieces that you miss in one episode, you might find out later on, like how it ties into things.
Yep.
And it really, you've helped that storyline unbelievably, Jim, in both writing and in putting the puzzle together. So I appreciate it. So Matt, where do you come from?
I've lived in Long Island, Brooklyn, Manhattan. Kind of a journeyman. I've moved around a lot. Lived in Florida for a while. Wow. Europe, lived there for a couple of years.
So, have you? I know you're involved in film, both in producing and acting and having fun. Did you study it?
I went to school. Actually, I was in school for a while, but I was doing marketing originally, and then I switched to film.
Right.
Then I switched back to marketing, and then I switched to theater. I went overseas. I was studying theater a little bit in England.
It's great to find someone who's really focused in on this.
I think I changed majors like 9 times, but it was like it kept on going from business to theater and film.
Right.
And I'm kind of, I guess, producing a little bit of both. So.
Right. So you went from business to monkey business. So that's good.
Exactly.
So how long? So did you start off as an actor, or did you start off as a producer, or how'd you get your feet wet?
Well, I started off actually. It was just random. I decided I wanted to make films when I was traveling around Europe. I was backpacking for 3 months, and
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, and I was actually originally with a guy from Brazil, who had some problems with his visa in Hungary, and ended up getting taken away by the Hungarian police.
That's funny.
So I ended up in Hungary by myself, and I had some time to think and staying in hostels. And
that's great.
And I decided that I was going to do whatever I wanted to do as a kid when I came home, which I didn't know what it was. So I decided when I came home to watch all these videos, and then I was in my junior year in college, and then I just decided to make movies after that.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's nice to have the luxury of being able to follow your dream. Some people have dreams, but they never come to fruition, or they're scared to follow their dream. But Jim's a trained actor, and he's also an unbelievable editor. And you're following your dream, right, Jim?
Sure. Yeah, I decided what I wanted to do when I was 12 and started acting by the time I was 15. Did a lot of community theater. Went to college for theater.
Wow.
Stayed in that. I was actually going to take a minor in broadcasting, and said, just stay doing that. And from there, just kept working and kept going from there. And obviously, the more you get into the business, as I'm sure you know, opportunities arise that you can do, wear different hats. And certainly that's, a great thing about it is that you can become a producer, and then, maybe you need an actor on the set that you could fill in that role and really, take off with that and get to play around and enjoy it.
See, I think what Jim and I are doing, and now with you, it's not just making, building a film or something. It's like building a team, people that you could trust and people you want to associate with. I think trust is a big thing too, but people who share a common vision and who you enjoy being with. Because you could have the greatest actor in the world, but if there's a pain in the neck, or it could be troubling, right? I mean, have you ever experienced that?
Oh yeah, I've had some crazy people on some of my productions,
right?
It's always a journey, especially like when I've done films and you're away with people for 8 weeks, and they casually seem kind of normal. But then when you live with them in like close quarters for like 8 weeks, you're like, whoa, these people are certifiable.
Well, that's my dream actually, and I think one of your dreams. Other than we're actually putting together a production company, Jim and I. But my dream is eventually to do feature films. But we're already talking about doing things like shorts and stuff like that. And that the beauty of being a producer or being in this business is is that, like you said, you get an opportunity to meet people that you could actually work with and enjoy working with. And this whole scriptless journey has been like, it's had its ups and downs. I mean, there've been times when it's been very stressful, and or we come up against a roadblock. But it's funny, as you keep on going, you wind up attracting people and being with people who have a common vision and who you want to be with. So it's great. I think I'm repeating myself, but it's still it's really what I feel.
I always say it's being a producer is like being a parent. If it was easy, you're just a caretaker. Really, to be a producer is how you handle when the problems come up, how you react to that. Really kind of tests your mettle and says who you are. And, honestly, you want to get through that as efficiently and calmly and the best production possible.
And really, I mean, besides the creative, that's one thing that Jim brings to the project, at least for me, because I have a tendency to, I get overwhelmed because there have been times when, prior to Jim, that I was the only person who was responsible for, everything. Right. And the stress just gets to you, both the writing, the producing, the locations, all this stuff was really falling on my shoulders. And now that I have Jim, and I guess we're working together too,
Absolutely.
But it makes it easier because if I find myself getting crazy, Jim will come up to me and say, just chill, just chill out.
Relax,
we're doing this because we enjoy it. It's not that we're doing this because we're not trying to get crazy about it. We're just doing it to do because we love doing it, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You love doing it, right?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's definitely passion. It's something that you enjoy, and it definitely should be enjoyable and fun. And
right, you shouldn't do anything that you don't enjoy. Right? Have you had experiences that weren't enjoyable when you were filming?
Yeah, I've had a few. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so
right.
There's always.
So how long have you been doing it?
Since like 2000.
Wow, so it's 15 years.
Yeah, but I stopped for a while. I was going to go to law school in Florida. I moved down there for a few years.
Did you backpack there to go?
No. I should have. But so yeah, I lived down there for a couple of years, and so I wasn't doing as much.
What part of Florida?
I was in Orlando area.
Oh, that's cool.
I saw a lot of Mickey Mouse and
sure.
Goofy walking around, and saw a lot of shows down there because it's unavoidable.
I'll tell you, I never backpacked in Europe, but I hitchhiked cross country back in the early 70s.
My uncle did that. He's a singer, and he did it twice. I always wanted to do it.
It was great. I mean, it was different back then too.
Oh,
I mean, you were
totally
much safer on the road.
Yeah.
But even though you were safe on the road, I got stuck in Utah for over 36 hours, and these truckers would play with me. I'd be hitching, and then the truckers would get really close. You have to jump away sometimes because they were just, either they were falling asleep or they weren't. You know what I mean? So it's pretty scary. Yeah, but it's great to be on the open road, to experience. And the country's beautiful. I mean, especially when you hitchhike cross country, you see the country.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I remember going through cornfields, and you're not supposed to do it, but I would just pick the corn right off, and it was like fresh corn. It's the sweetest, raw, fresh. I mean, it was unbelievable. You know, of course, no one came out with. Thank God, no one came out with the shotguns, or no crows, you know, came after me for stealing the corn. But it was just, it's the greatest. So, are you excited to be part of the Scriptless
Oh,
family?
100%. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. You know.
Scriptless MD family. But you actually did play a character in Scriptless. You're a character that diagnoses me with. I won't get into what. You're the doctor that diagnoses me.
Yes.
That's it. I want no spoilers. And that was funny. That was really my first interaction with you. It was great.
That was awesome.
That was pretty good. And we had the diplomas on the wall, and all that stuff. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good set. I liked it. You know?
That was interesting. And then we had donuts. It was fun. So do you, what films are you working on now?
Oh, well, I'm finishing off the Will You Marry Me, which I wrote, directed, and starred in, as well as with Oriana D'Agostino and a few other people.
Did she marry you? No, we'll find out.
Yeah, you gotta wait to see the movie. But it's a lot of twists and turns in it. It's kind of like Quentin Tarantino-ish, you know. Cool. But it's yeah. So I'm actually doing a feature on that too, which is being written right now. So you know.
I mean, in a little while we'll look at some of the clips, which would be nice.
Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah. And we're getting ready to shoot an Italian-American mob comedy called Good Friday. But it's about a priest. And the mob. It's not your traditional like AO mob movie. Right. It's different. You know, we've had a few celebrities look at the script. They love it.
That's cool.
And yeah, we're trying to raise some money for
Joey
it.
D'Onofrio, whatever his name is. He's in everything, right?
Oh my God.
That's good. But that's cool. So. Actually, the clips that you brought, which clips did you bring?
Oh, that was from Will You Marry Me, yeah, and that was clips.
Are those both those the two clips, or is it the one?
Yeah, we have two clips, and then we did a trailer.
Okay.
And,
so I have a question. Would you like to share with the audience your two clips from?
Yeah, I think we had a bar scene, which is with JT, and you know, I'm sure you know Andrew Rodney.
Yeah, I know all those guys. Anyway, you know what? So I'm gonna see if. You know, I'd like to share these clips with you. And Will You Marry Me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, enjoy. Will you marry me?
Are you proposing? No. Bro, I gotta tell you guys something.
What are you doing here? What's going on?
I'm proposing. Yeah.
What up?
I'm proposing, bro.
Get the out of here. Are you serious?
I'm getting married.
What are you on drugs?
You look me in the eyes and say that again.
I'm getting married.
Married.
Oh, you seem surprised or something. Aren't you happy for me? Come on.
Why are you getting married? What's wrong with you? But if it's making
You know what though? You know what? He's happy.
Yep. Cheers.
Come on.
Right. Thank you.
Come on.
Brother. Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
There you go,
Salute.
buddy.
You know what?
Salute.
Best to you.
Beautiful things.
You're an idiot, but we love you.
That was pretty awesome. Okay. Then that was the first scene, right?
Oh yeah, that was the first.
So we have our friends there. We have Andrew Rodney. He actually was a guest on this show.
Was he?
Yeah, he came a little late.
Okay.
We call him the late Andrew Rodney.
Oh my God.
And JT, of course, he's our casting director.
Nice.
Yes, JT talent. There was someone that looked like you on that.
Miles Chatty. He's a music producer.
Oh, cool.
And he does a lot of like voice kind of voiceovers and stuff like that. I think he produced like Aaron Carter and a few other.
You know. I remember my son was into those when he was a kid. We might have to blip out one of those words that was said by JT.
JT, we gotta wash his mouth out with soap. You
He's a
know?
bad
We gotta
boy.
talk to this guy. JT. What's he saying?
So
How
where'd you
dare
film
he?
that?
That was over Promenade.
On the promenade.
Promenade, the infamous.
Oh my God.
Have you been to Promenade?
No.
Yeah, JT has all his parties over there, and so does what's his name, Andy.
I had my birthday party there.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
And you remember that?
very good. JT provided me, took me over to what's that place?
In the village, or
Some kind of like cowgirl kind of.
I never went to that one.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so. No, we don't go to this.
It's like they made a movie about it.
Okay. Oh, where they had the
girls that dance on the stage and give you shots.
I don't know. I haven't seen those type of movies in a long time. But anyway. But you know what happens is JT has his parties, And I get there usually around 6 or 6:30. I leave at 8, and then and after that, that's when everybody
That's
comes.
when the party starts.
But I always get there. I'm going to be 60 next month. So I'm not like. I mean, I've had enough parties. I lived in Hollywood in the 80s. Forget it.
You still look young. I thought you were like 45.
That's because I leave the party at 8 o'clock. if I don't, I'll be looking like you. No offense. No, just joking. No, I used to party. I used to hang out all the time. So it's like right now. I hang out with the family. Okay, so I'm gonna take a cheers. Okay.
Cheers.
That's it. So, did you ever work in bars or anything like that? Or,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Why doesn't
Bartended,
that doesn't surprise me? No, I was a bartender too. So,
Yeah.
So what kind of clubs, places did you?
I
Work?
did a lot of like different. I did a sports bar, one called Co-Ed, which was in Long Island, Smithtown.
Right.
Then I bartended at bar mitzvahs. And
Oy vey. I was a bartender for 13 years. That's the best gig, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
forget
yeah.
it. And I used to bartend in this club in Hollywood. Forget it. We had 2,500 people on Vine Street between Hollywood Boulevard.
I know
and
Vine
Yucca.
Street. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Well, they call it the Avalon now, but it used to be called the Hollywood Palace.
Okay.
And that's where I used to bartend. And those, if I had a hot tub time machine, I'd go back to 1982, and I'd be partying over at the Hollywood Palace.
Oh, my God.
That's so. You have one more clip, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Is it for? Maybe we should.
I think this one with Andy Troy where
Uh-oh,
I buy a
not
wedding
Andy
ring.
Troy. So you know what? Let's take a look at this clip with Andy Troy. Okay. It's kind of a weird.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking to propose.
Sorry, man, you're not my type.
Huh, bro, that's not what I meant.
Just kidding. Okay, popping the question. Good man. You need the perfect ring. I got a beautiful one for you.
Great. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Nah. No. Nah.
I know. I got the perfect ring.
I like it. I like it. I'll take it.
Wise choice.
No, that was great. But every time I see your movies, it's like everyone has been a guest on The Way to Go.
Oh my God.
It's like nuts. It's crazy.
That's how you know it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a small community that I guess it's all JT's people, except for you, Jim.
Yeah.
Now, Jim, you weren't a JT person. I first met you on what's the name of the show?
Stories from Astoria.
Oh, that's it. Stories from Astoria.
Storage unit was?
What? No, stories. No, stories from Astoria.
Okay.
And that was I played. You were in production, right? And also you were. I know you were in it as an actor.
Yeah.
But weren't you also, or were you not part of the production?
Yeah, I was
producers?
part of the production team.
Right.
And I also did some of the editing on it.
Wow, that's cool. And I thought it was a nice. I thought it was a nice piece, by the way.
Yeah,
I thought it came out really
turned
nice.
out really well.
But I do remember George. What's his name? Isaacs.
Yeah, George Isaacs.
He gave me a compliment, which was nice. And I really didn't do any acting. The only part of the acting I did was I was playing the father of Greg Kritikos.
Yeah.
And when he was a little boy, and he was saying, oh, such emotion in your face. George was like saying that. So I thought, okay, thanks, George. You never used me again, but thank you for the compliment. But,
I don't think he's done anything since.
But we met then, and then there was a gap of like 4 years or 3 years, and when was
like
that?
2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm. And then Greg Kritikos recommended you.
Lo
Took
and
me a little
behold,
while because,
Scriptless. Yeah.
but now it's like it's a match made in heaven. There it is.
Awesome.
And now we got you. What are we
Very
gonna
cool.
do? What are we gonna do with you? So you're helping us also with acting. You behind the bar again. Right?
Yeah.
You're gonna play a bartender. We won't get into too much, but you're gonna be playing. You're gonna be applying for a job.
You sure? Because everybody can apply for a job nowadays. Times are tough. There's cutbacks. Gotta get back out there and work.
And you're gonna be like a part. The way I envision the show is that you're like an owner bartender kind of guy.
Okay.
But you might not own the whole place, but you're at least a partial owner. But you want to be there to make sure you check in the till to make sure the money's there. And you're a guy, we won't get into exactly why you're looking for a job, but you come in and you two are going to be there, and you're going to have a manager, and the manager is going to be Noah Forrest. And Noah Forrest is the person I mentioned to you before, who's one of the stars of The Making of the Mob, which is, he plays Carlo Gambino.
Great.
And he's a good kid. He and I worked on a couple of good shows, and he's also the guy that kisses everybody on Scriptless, right?
Somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job. Got to have somebody do that.
And we're gonna have
he
people
stepped up to the plate.
And Scriptless MD is going to be kissing and some other stuff too. And I'm going to go, which is very disturbing when I laugh. Just like you laugh, it's kind of disturbing.
Oh yeah,
when I
without
laugh.
a doubt. Definitely.
But on the set, whenever I direct people to get together like that, it's like, I just can't, and they do it. The power of direction, You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
That's it. And he helps me with the directing, which is cool because, we share the vision. I'll put it that way, and it's good.
And of course, you're an actor on it also, and so you can't lose sight of that.
But also, I really do anticipate, now that we have a pretty, hopefully it's a secure location, to have a need for an assistant director to do it, background and other things, so I can look at the greater thing while your details are being done in terms of people motion in the background and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So that's it. I'm excited. I'm excited about the new project. The other thing is, who knows what's going to happen? But Scriptless is up for Best New Series for LMC TV on Friday. And my fingers are crossed. But, you never know what happened. This show last year won for Best Series for our station, which was nice.
Nice. Very cool.
And I really loved, they have these beautiful crystal awards, and it says, The Way to Go, 2014.
Yeah, we'll have to get you. We're going to have to start getting you a couple of those.
I know.
Very cool.
And I'll tell you, we started off slow until with Scriptless, but you're weaving a better story. The stories were filmed better. The second episode we had some problems with.
Right.
But as the crew progressed in terms of their understanding, and now that we have stuff that could actually be edited, and also the new software.
Oh yeah, it's been great.
What's the software you're using?
I use Final Cut 10, Final Cut Pro 10, and that's been such a. It's funny, it has a bad reputation, but I found it to be fantastic.
It's so much easier, right?
Yeah, and we have such a good time with editing. And it's we pretty much knock off an episode in a day.
Right.
Nice.
And so it's a half-hour episode. We start throwing it together, and we can get 85 to 90% of it done, just sitting there in an 8-hour day.
And he has all this music that he has royalty-free music.
Yeah, royalty-free music.
And so we're pumping that. He does it. He's an artist.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And the good thing is when one scene leads to another.
Yeah.
And that's what it does.
Yeah. The through thread that we find, and it's funny because I'm sure, as you know, is you film all this stuff and you start putting pieces together, and you have it in your head that it's supposed to fit, and then when you actually get it on film, and then you start to put it, and then it actually works. And
you should see the look on his face when all of a sudden he says, "Wait a second." It's like it becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and then he comes up with the idea, and then he has to put some music in. And I'm sitting there, and we're sitting there eating ham sandwiches and drinking Diet Pepsi and whatever I'm drinking, Mountain Dew, and we spend 5-6 hours, and it's like it goes like that.
Yeah.
But it's also exhausting work, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Even though I'm there watching the process, and we're there. It's like a couple of guys hanging out, having a good time, while his girlfriend's saying, "When are you gonna go hang out with me? Why are you always doing this stuff with us?" I'm sorry.
I'm busy. She knows.
But the product is getting better and better.
Yeah,
it really is.
And this is the funny thing is this is the joy of creating, and it's why it's so much fun to be around, and it's so addicting. Is that when you can sit and do that and spend 5, 6, 10 hours and get done and go, God, I can't wait to do that again. I can't wait to get back at that. That's is your joy, your passion.
But especially for Jim, I would say, because he has a hand in everything. He's one of the stars. He's one of the he is the editor. He is he's a producer. He's everything. So we all have a vested interest in making the show good, and the vested interest is the pure joy of having the product be a meaningful product, And I mean, to me, that's it. The whole thing is, and you said it better than I did, and it's true. To me, the most important thing is to put a good product out there. And that,
Sure.
you know, I mean, some people do it for various reasons. To me, it's like, I want everybody who's working on it to feel proud of being part of it. And that, to me, is really what I get out of it. I want people to walk away saying, God, that was a good project that I worked on. And I can't wait to work on it next episode.
Yeah,
And you know that.
Definitely.
I think, you know, that's the thing is we're all coming together from different backgrounds, from different levels of expertise, and to try to come together and then grow and get better. And then there's room for that. You don't have to be all 100%, you know, I wouldn't even say professional, but you don't have to be, you know, at a high level. We can bring up people to learn and get better. That's a lot of the joy too, is to see how people are growing.
Is your production team basically the same people, or do you use?
I try to keep, you know, as loyal as possible to people, you know, and
But is it tough to keep them together?
usually not, you know, but then sometimes you get certain rogue characters that, but you know, usually like if like you go on my IMDb page, there's people I've worked with 15 years ago
I didn't know
and
that. Oh.
that I still work with.
Oh, I didn't know.
you
I'm going to have to check
project.
it out. I didn't do my homework
Yeah.
on the IMDb page. But I did notice one thing about your IMDb page. It's this big. So, I mean, it's like a long page.
Yeah, so like a lot of probably like I've lost most of my people I work with if they moved to like Hollywood or something like
Right.
that. But if not, like, you know, I've done
So
projects.
why New York?
I mean, I live here. I love it here, and I hate the weather when it's -10 like last winter.
Right.
But I have a lot of family here, and you know, it's hard for me to just get up and.
Yeah, that's it. The same
You
thing.
know
I
what I
mean, my wife and I stayed in New York because her parents lived in New York. My father lives in the Bronx. But you know, as we get older, I'm beginning to think. You know, I mean, I loved Hollywood. I have to be honest with you. I mean, but Hollywood, when you're young, is really good. Hollywood,
I lived there
you
for
know,
2 years. Yeah.
and I lived there for 7.
Wow. Nice.
And it was good, except I couldn't do it at the same pace as I was doing it when I was in my 20s.
It's a
And
different
yeah.
time now too. It
Yeah.
would be much different, much faster
Right.
paced, and
I'll tell you, Hollywood pre-internet was the best. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know, pre-computers and all this stuff. Forget it. It was the best, or at least, I mean, basically now, yeah. I wouldn't want to be there now.
you'd be tripping over everyone taking selfies.
Right, that's true. But you know, like I work down in Tribeca, and there's even paparazzi down there all the time. I mean,
Oh,
it's, like,
yeah.
it's just nuts. The place is, I mean, but that's an area where there's a lot of actors. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I ran into Kiefer Sutherland last week, and I took a couple of pictures of him. He looked great.
Paparazzi.
Yeah, with my phone.
Yeah.
I'm a paparazzi. I hang
Modern
out-
day paparazzi.
That's it. And I saw Bobby De Niro last week or a little bit earlier. But you know, like, who cares about Bobby De Niro and Kiefer Sutherland? I'm here with Matt Jade and James K. Fulater, and there's only one thing left to say, guys. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.